Hello, Horst. Could you give an introduction about yourself?
Hello, how are you? My name is Horst Siher. I'm in the real world. I completed the campus of Freelancer with the Professor Dylan, amazing professor, and I learned a lot lately about money and life and work.
Okay, money, life, and work. First, I'd want to go into what brought you to the real world. What made you decide to join?
I saw Andrew Tate. I saw the way he spoke to the people, and I loved it. I was depressed. I was suffering of anxiety, and I wasn't getting anywhere. So when I saw Andrew Tate at first, I something just clicked inside. Like the solution to the depression and anxiety came to my mind. It was like amazing.
hmm
And
And yeah, so you found out about the real world, you're saying, through Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate,
And
yes,
yeah, and you just decided to join because you thought it would help you to.
get better. Yes, I
Yeah.
thought in the real world I could learn how to beat depression, beat anxiety, and improve as a whole.
And did that happen? Did it aid you with that?
Since the beginning,
hmm So explain, what did you expect when you went into the real world? How different was it from your expectations?
actually, I wasn't expecting it to be so good. It was well organized. It had a lot of information, a lot of campuses, a lot of people, and it was 1,000 times better than I expected, actually.
hmm Good. Okay. I love to hear that. And when you mentioned money, life, and work, how did it affect those aspects? I'd like to go a bit more in depth into that.
Well, regarding to money, I was making barely 400 a month. In my country is above minimum wage, but it's not enough, not big deal. When I started watching the freelancing campus with Professor Dylan, I improved the way I spoke to my clients, the way I wrote proposals, and everything. I was confident to jump into video calls, and that helped a lot to close a lot of contracts with multiple clients. And I improved from $500 to 2,000 and more
hmm
by a month, just the first month. I'm on my way to making 3K this month and improving every single day. I improve.
Right, right. And just to give some context, are you comfortable revealing what country you're in?
I'm living in Peru right now.
Mhm. So those $2,000 per month, that's quite significant in Peru, correct?
Of course, yes.
What's the average monthly wage? Do you know?
The average monthly wage here is 1,000 sons, Peruvian sons, is like $326 a month. That's
Wow.
the minimum.
hmm So you're getting almost 10x that. You're approaching 10x the
Yes,
minimum wage in Peru.
yes,
Okay, very cool. So in terms of lifestyle, has your lifestyle changed at all?
of course. I was living in a small apartment, rented, and I can afford a bigger apartment, 2 rooms, 2 bathrooms, everything like improved 10 times. The way I eat, I improve it. I eat healthier. I eat better food, better quality.
Mhm.
And now my computer is upgraded. My equipment is upgraded. My clothes, my looking, everything upgraded.
Good, good. I love that. So how different has your average day changed then since joining the real world? How different is it now compared to before?
Before I was wasting a lot of time playing video games, watching any kind of video I could find on the internet. And when I joined the real world and I realized how much free time I had, and I felt like a huge waste of my life. That way, I learned through the real world and freelancing campus to manage my time better, to invest my time, and to use it to learn when I can and to work the other half of the time. And every day is work, every day is improvement, every day is upgrading something.
Hmm. What would you say to people who call that excessive, doing that much work?
Not at all, because I struggle a lot to work with anxiety and depression, but working that much is just going to help. There's no downside of working so hard. I'm busy all the time. I have no time to be depressed or feeling anxiety. And I use actually my anxiety as a fuel, as a power to work more, make more money, feel more comfortable, and improve in every way. Working
Mhm.
harder is never a wrong option.
Explain how you use your anxiety to fuel your lifestyle, a more productive lifestyle.
My anxiety pushed me to think 10 steps ahead, to plan everything, to set the things to work on the next couple of hours or days, prepare everything just in case something goes wrong. I already prepared. I already did something about it. That's how
Right.
anxiety works.
Okay, nice. And are you comfortable revealing what kind of work you do, or do you prefer to keep that confidential?
I'm confident to share what I do for living.
Okay.
So I'm a 3D designer. I specialize in 3D printing models. I make so many types of 3D printable models of figurines, as buildings, mechanical devices, electronic covers, and so on and so forth.
Hmm. And how long have you been doing that?
Have been 4 years now.
4 years. What
Yes.
made you decide to get into it?
I always loved video games, and I thought, you know, these video games are okay, but I might be able to do a better job, a better video game. I started modeling characters, I started to modeling figurines and stuff like that, and I realized that that's a whole work about it.
Mhm.
And I decided after not to make video games because, it's kind of like a waste of time. But I managed to transfer that knowledge to 3D printing to make like mechanical devices, like prostheses, coverings, and stuff, useful stuff.
Mhm. Interesting. Okay. So, how did the real world contribute to scaling that business?
First of all, the way I wrote I write proposals now, and I wrote back then was totally different. Like said the Professor Dylan, I was saying too much. I specialize. I can do. I can improve, and the client doesn't care how much I can do. The client
Mhm.
just cares about what they can get from me. So
Mhm.
I change that specifically to say I can provide you with
Mhm.
some sort of services. I can provide you with your 3D printed
Mhm.
part shipped so you can get it earlier, a better quality, and you can show the renders I make for you to show your clients how the product will look like once finished. So
Mhm.
changing from I to you was a monumental improve in my proposals. And
Okay.
that was amazing. Changed
Mhm.
everything.
Uh, so, in terms of response rate after changing it to you, what kind of increase in response rate did you see? Could you give a percentage for that roughly, or no?
Like 1,000%. Literally was some people just was were I just writing proposals and I had no responses back then. And after real world, every 8 out of 10 customers I write to the proposals answer me, check my
Mhm.
profile, and actually close deals with me.
Mhm. Very nice. Okay, so it helped you land clients. Any other ways the reward contributed?
Sorry?
So I said it helped you land clients. That's one way it contributed. Are there any other ways?
Yes, yes. It helped me to land clients, better clients, clients who are willing to pay more for a quality job. That's another important learning I've got.
Mm-hmm. Good. And anything else to add there about how the real world contributed to your business?
To my life,
Business.
business.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I changed I changed the way my website and my business look. I improved the way I organize everything inside it. I learned how to attract clients, how to make outreach, how to post on Instagram and Facebook, and I'm making a website that learned
Mm-hmm.
came from the freelancing campus. Was all from there.
Right. Interesting. So you're building an online presence now, and through
Yes.
that, increasing uh, the success rate of client outreach. Have you had anyone reaching out to you yet because of your social media presence, or has it been mainly you reaching out to them for now?
Actually, I have people reaching me out every day. I receive invitations to make big projects. I got messages from both of the social medias I use right now, Facebook and Instagram. And yeah, I've made clients by the social media and the website, not needing to make the outreach myself.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so even in that way, that's a big shift.
Yes.
And what would you say for how different is the material and learning resources within the real world compared to what you can find on the internet?
I actually saw a video before getting into the real world, and it say something that it wasn't true. It says that you can make money by yourself. I will show you the secrets of the real world. And when I got into the real world, was the guy was lying. It says to look clients just in Upwork, and that's not how it works. I work through Upwork. In is half of my income, but it's not just Upwork. And it's
Mm-hmm.
one of the first thing in the freelancing campus says it's not just Upwork. You have to outreach yourself. You have to go look for clients, not just waiting for someone to magically look for your name on a pool of freelancers in Upwork. And
Right.
like that example, there's a bunch of people outside spreading lies about money, about content, and in the real world, it's just pure, it's straight to the point, it's effective, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, love that. And since you're on this trajectory, where do you see your life heading in the short term, medium term, and long term?
Short term, I will say I'm gonna grow, if God wills. I'm gonna grow as a public figure. I'm gonna post myself even more and let myself, let people know my brand, my website, my skills. And the medium term, I will say I will improve the way I live, where I live. I'm gonna move somewhere better and get better equipment to make better content. And in the long term, I see myself in the war room. I see myself doing big stuff. I'm going all in.
Mm-hmm. Good, 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 good. If you can conceive of it and imagine yourself at some point in the future in that place, then you're very likely to get there. So I do wish you all the best of that, and I look forward to seeing your progress as you progress.
Thank you.
Because, yeah, it's quite far. You've come far. I mean, you said you used to be depressed, playing video games in spare time, and now completely changed your life around. And, yeah, from here, it's only up, exponential growth. So it should be really cool. Now, how has the real world community impacted you, or the Wins channel? Has that had any kind of impact on you?
The real world community is very bright, it's very friendly. I usually read just from the background to see how the people react. I'm not very social. I still struggle a bit with that, but I'm just trying to improve it. But yes, I post sometimes questions and that I have, and the community of the real world answered very clear, very friendly, very polite.
Mhm. Good, good, good. Okay. And what kind of an impact has Andrew Tate had on you? So since we brought him up earlier in the interview, so now I wonder how in depth can you go into that?
Well, I would like to share something that I can relate with Andrew Tate because I was poor. I was in Venezuela, where I come from, and I was about to starve to death, and I was really poor. I was broken. I was broke. I had no money, no food, and I was literally about to die. And my brother, you know, took me out of that country and brought me here to Peru, and we started working together, building everything back up from scratch, from zero. And I can relate to Andrew Tate because he says he was poor, he was broke, and with his brother, he grew up. They grew up together. They supported each other. I have three brothers, and the three of them helped me. I help them now. And since I watched Andrew Tate going through all of that difficulties, I said to myself, he did it with his brother. Why cannot I cannot do it? I can do the same. So watching him, watching Tristan changed my life forever.
Beautiful. What a story there as well.
Quite hard.
Okay. So in terms of questions from my end, that's most of it covered. I'll look forward to doing a follow-up with you in about 3 or 4 months to see how everything is progressing for you and holding you accountable as well to the things you said.
Of course.
So to end off, for people who are unsure about joining the real world because maybe they think it could be a scam for the $50,
Yeah.
what advice would you have to them?
The real world is worth $50, but the real worth of the real world is so much more. It's totally worth every single dollar. It's worth it. I live in Peru and I am paying, it's like paying $400 to join because that's the change of the money, and it's totally worth it. It's worth it. Have so much knowledge, straight to the point. It's so real, so clear, and the community helps you to get through everything. And if you have any questions, they can answer you very polite, and they will push you to be better. They will help you out to be better. So it's totally worth it. Join as fast as you can.
Very well put. And for people who want to find out more about you or contact you, where can they do so?
My website is seher3d.com, is seher3d.com, and you can find me on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook with the same name. Seher is SEHER 3D.com.
Good. Well, we'll add links to all of those in the description of the video. So anyone interested, check there.
Of
And yeah,
course.
Horst, thank you for your time. And I look forward to the follow-up interview in future. All the best to you.
Same to you.